All right, so we're going to introduce what biotechnology is. So biotechnology is when we manipulate or change biological, which means living things. So this is actively manipulating or changing the structure of living things. So when we say the structure, this especially applies to this field is really composed of genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. So you'll hear the phrase GMOs a lot in the news. So that refers to our genetically modified organisms, which are, again, a big piece of that manipulating or changing biological things. All right, so specifically what our genetically modified organisms, our GMOs, are, that's when we manipulate the genetic sequence of a living thing. So we're going to take its genome, its genetic structure, and we're actually going to manipulate that genetic sequence in order to produce different results. So we talk a lot about this in creating like pesticide resistant strains of foods and of agriculture. So you're getting into that genome, you're going into a lab and actively manipulating that genetic code. So some of our common uses of GMOs, so when you hear GMOs pretty frequently, this is typically what it's going to talk about. So these are those common organisms. So we talk a lot about with agriculture or foods, particularly produce comes up a lot, as well as in breeding different animals to achieve different results of breed. So maybe to make the animal larger or smaller, to have a dairy cow try to produce more milk. And also in the production of different medications. So when we're looking at kind of what medicine will look like in the future, we're talking about the possibility of how we can genetically manipulate different things in order to serve medicinal purposes.